All right, so our first speaker back from lunch is Gabby Olson. She's going to be talking about lithium battery recycling. Gabby has been working in metals recycling for the past 14 years. Her experience in non-ferrous and ferrous processing has brought an invaluable background to lithium battery recycling at Redwood Materials. Welcome, Gabby.
I think we need to, sorry. This is the last slide. How do you go backwards? Oh, there we go. Those are all our elements up there that we recover at Redwood Materials. So thanks for coming to hear me speak today. We recycle lithium-ion batteries. Yes, you have more questions than I can answer, but we're going to try to answer some of them today. At Redwood Materials, we consider ourselves a battery materials company. And the way that we get those items is we urban mine. What is urban mining? We aggregate batteries from all different segments. Your cell phone has earbuds have a battery, your car may have a battery or a hybrid battery. Those are all lithium-ion batteries. And what we do is we take those materials and we process them through reductive calcination. And by doing that, we reduce the cost of those battery materials. So our three main focuses are increase the supply of battery materials, reduce the cost, and reduce the environmental impact of making batteries. We all know that mining takes a lot of energy, a lot of water, emits a lot of CO2. And so what we're doing at Redwood is we're taking those materials out of your old phone and putting them into our process. And these are our processes. So at Redwood, we do a ton of collection. We collect from almost everybody you can think of. There's 14,000 e-waste companies. Those are all people who supply us different types of batteries for our process. There are 9,000 dismantlers. They are collecting hybrid and EV batteries on a small scale today. We're picking those up and we're recycling those. We work with battery OEMs, automotive makers. Everybody has sort of like a percentage of stuff that doesn't meet their factory spec, and that comes to Redwood, and we're able to recycle it and give those minerals back to our partners that are manufacturing batteries in the United States. So what is the next process after we collect? We take those materials and we run them through a reductive calcination. Basically, it's a low temperature process, so we can maintain as much metal recovery. We recover about 95 to 97% of the metals in a battery. That's lithium, cobalt, nickel, copper, steel, aluminum. We recover all of that. And we currently work with some of our downstream processors to make ingots and stockpile some of that for our refinery. We do run hydrometallurgy. What is hydrometallurgy? It is what processes black mass. You'll hear a lot of people talk about black mass in the industry. They'll make a crude battery shred. That can't go into hydro. It has to be screened. You have to recover the copper, the aluminum content out of that, and just put in the lithium, nickel, and the cobalt metals. And so we run a hydro plant. We're the only hydro plant in North America. So we extract lithium today, and we're working on a lithium conversion plant as well. So those are our two main factories at Redwood that are operating in the last 2 years. The third will be our refinery to make cathode active material. That's that green bar. We're going to remix that lithium, cobalt, and nickel in our refinery, and we're going to send it back to somebody like Toyota, who's making lithium-ion batteries, our announced partnership, so we can fully close the loop on battery recycling in North America. Above are our current intermediaries we're making. The white stuff is lithium. It's the only thing that isn't black that we make. The stuff on the left is nickel and cobalt. So those are the products we're extracting today. Where is Redwood operating? We are in Nevada. We call it the Tahoe campus. We're about 45 minutes from Lake Tahoe. So it's not really Tahoe in my opinion, but we're close. And it's in Reno, Nevada. And that is actually a picture of our reductive calcination where we 1,000 metric tons of batteries annually. The next is our South Carolina campus that is being built as we speak, and it will be 2x the size of our Reno campus because most of the battery manufacturing is happening in the Midwest to the East Coast. So we want to support recycling out east. We also have a reductive calcination line. It's been there for about a year, and we have plans to expand our European footprint over the next 2 years. These are some of our announced partnerships. A lot of people talk about producer responsibility. A lot of people talk about what are people doing. These are all companies actively recycling and aggregating their own battery materials as much as they can. And we partner B2B, we partner, as I lovingly call R2R, which is recycler to recycler. So anyone in this room who has pallets of batteries, who is aggregating batteries, you can work with Redwood, big, small, medium. Our mission is to make sure that no battery ends up in a landfill. And these are all people who are actively participating in that mission. And I'm going to cut myself short because everyone has a battery question. So I wanted to leave a little more time for battery questions, and I will do my best to answer them. No battery question. It's like, oh, no, there they are.
Hello, hi. Materials.
Yeah, we actually recycle 100% of our byproducts through our reductive calcination line with downstream partners. There's nothing going to landfill today from our reductive calcination, or RC1 as we call it. And our hydrometallurgy operation can only operate in the United States because it's a closed loop process, which means nothing is discharged from our hydrometallurgy facility. It's actually most of our IP around that is a water treatment plant, and it's fully closed. We do not discharge, nothing leaves hydro. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of disposal and proper recycling for cigarettes. Is that something that you guys about?
Yeah, so e-cigarettes are actually rechargeable batteries. They're quite valuable. They're typically like an LCO chemistry battery, which is a lithium cobalt oxide chemistry, and we recycle that all day. Like that's a great chemistry for us. The difficulty with embedded batteries is the amount of plastic around them. That is not great, obviously, but if the batteries are removed from the device, we absolutely will take them.
You work with local jurisdictions, facilities, or do you only work directly with companies, manufacturers?
We work with anybody. We're totally non-discriminatory. You can be an environmental waste company. You can be, I mean, there's all kinds of companies that are unannounced partnerships we work with. I probably by myself work across North America with about 2,000 organizations at this point. So if you have batteries, we would love to talk to you. So our process, how much energy do we need for our battery recycling process? So we do need quite a bit of power, but we have no natural gas plumbed to our site, nor will we ever, per our founder. We're 100% electric and will continue to be. We're actually putting in a huge solar grid as we speak. So our mission is to create our own energy through natural sunlight, basically, and backup battery energy storage. So what we have found is that a lot of batteries have a longer life than the manufacturer has assigned it. So we do have a secondary use program, and we're actually in a pilot phase with it on our own facility with our own solar implementation. So we can get a second life out of these batteries, which we all know reuse, repurpose is a great mission, and Redwood wants to do that for the lithium battery space as well.
Question from Sue. How much of that 95% recycled is actually used by partners? What is the total stream recovery percentage?
All of it. I mean, we could do a mass obviously didn't bring any of the data with me. Like all of the contents we recover through downstream sorting. So the copper goes to a copper smelter, the aluminum goes to an aluminum smelter, the steel goes to a ferronickel ingot maker. So we are recycling all of the metals we recover.
Did you say your facility was in Nevada?
Nevada, we're neighbors.
Okay, do you have any plan for California facility or are our regulations?
You know, we were founded in 2017 in Redwood City, California, which is part of why we're called Redwood Materials. Alongside that, our founder went to Stanford and he really likes redwood trees. So my answer is it's very prohibitive on a timeline to create solutions in this state, which is sad because I think we really wanted to be here. That's a really hard question for 7 seconds, but he wants to know what the impact is with rare earth metals. So we actually, in the battery itself, we don't deal with any rare earth metals, but there are magnets attached to the vehicle that have those rare earth metals, right? So what we deal in is mostly nickel, cobalt, and lithium, which are like critical minerals is what they're considered, not really rare earth minerals. Our impact, what we're trying to do at Redwood, I would say, is keep what we bought. Like we bought all these devices, we brought the supply chain here, and we're trying to recycle it and reuse it and put it back into new battery manufacturing. So we don't have to go out and mine more and buy more in the geopolitical space. We know that today the average battery has a 50,000 plus mile supply chain to create it, right? But if that battery is here and we have the infrastructure to recycle it, we can infinitely recover those minerals inside of that battery. So that's really our mission at Redwood, is to keep what we bought here and reuse it.
Thank you so much, Gabby. If you have more questions for her, she will be here.